What's going on, guys? I'm back again and feeling better than ever. Yeah. So, yeah, things have happened. Been working, got sick, still keep working. We're ready. We're ready. About time. I'm painting it. It's going on. Woohoo! I know, it took me long enough, right? Anywho. So, we have our paint table set up. Got all our supplies. I'm using Rust-Oleum Clean Metal Primer. It's a great product I found, and it's actually really compatible with automotive paints. Next, we are running single stage Nason. So I haven't used this particular version yet. So, I mean, it's paint, it's gonna do the job. But we're putting a high gloss black coat on the bumper, mostly for the backside. So in the back, I want to get this with the high gloss black so it's slick. When she actually goes and washes this down after a day of off-roading, the mud really won't want to stay on it very well, unlike the outside, which will be texture coat. So for the texture coat, and I know people may have some reservations about this, but I'm using this. That's right, it's spray paint, Duplicolor Bed Armor. Found at your nearest auto parts store. So the reason that I am going with that for my top coat, for the final coat on the outside, is yes, it's not super durable. If I sprayed it with bed liner, it would be stronger and better. Yes, that's true. But bed liner doesn't stop rubbing up against rocks and stones and nasty trees and gosh knows what else this thing is going to encounter. So I want to make sure that it's got a good solid base, a good shell coat on this, and then that will be the top coat. So if it ever gets roughed up or nasty and gets chewed up a little bit too much, she can actually spot fix this thing and it won't be too bad. It'll be easy for her to touch up on the go, so she's not driving around with massive damage, and then she's got to come back to me, so I'd have to re-spray bed liner and blah, 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 blah. This kind of mitigates that issue. It's going to allow her to actually do touch-up repairs later on down the road, in case she decides she actually may move back home or wherever, you know, she moves out of the area. She will still be able to get it easily repaired and fixed, and that'll be good for her. So she also likes the texture. It's kind of like a rough leathery feel, you know, a little bumpy. It'll be cool, it'll come out nice, and I think it will be pretty great. So that is the reason I went with a top coat, but it will have a 2K hardened base coat underneath, which will be the gloss black. So it's gonna have primer, it's gonna have base coat, and it's gonna have the outer coat that will protect it when she goes out and has fun, but also easily repairable, which is what I want. I want people to be able to actually take care of their stuff later on without the needs of moi. So, with enough said, let's get to work. All right, guys, it's paint time. I got my gun cleaned, I got my cup ready, got some tape, seal it up. So what I'm gonna do now, we're gonna use the Rust-Oleum. Now, you can spray this directly on, but it's a little thick, so I'm gonna thin it just a little bit. I'm gonna use regular base coat reducer for this. So this one is kind of my own concoction. I've been doing paint jobs with Rust-Oleum for a while, and it comes out pretty good, but you do gotta thin it out a little bit so you can spray it. That is very thick, and I don't want to really take away from the thickness of the primer, but I do need to make it a little bit more malleable. Little trick I learned: when you go to pour a full can, take a paper towel, fold it this way or in fours, however you want to do it. I usually like doing it this way so I can wrap it around the can, but take it, put it around the lip, and then go ahead and pour into your container. And I'll probably go there, stop, Then take your rag and wipe the lip of the can. Now you don't have a runny mess running down the side of the can. So, fun little painting facts. Tips to make your jobs better. Alright, that was bad. I apologize. Alright, so discard that. Close that up because I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. But if I do, it will be on my paint table. So then I'm going to take my reducer and I'm probably going to cut this maybe by a 1/4. So these are actual paint mixing cups and they give you your different ratios right on the cup itself. So you can just pour your product in the order it goes, and then you can see the different mix ratios of the amount of each you have to add. So I'm gonna just go over here to 1/4 or 4:1. I'm just gonna bring it up from, I'm right about that 4 line there, and I'm gonna bring it up 1, which will be the next 4. So I'll go ahead and pour it in. And I think that should be good. It should be thick, but not too thick. So, stir in your reducer. And a good way to check your paint is to, once you get it good and stirred up, pick it up and let it run off the paint stick. If you get a good flow coming off, it doesn't look like it's too thick and globby, you're good. You can either add some, but if it's too thin, you can add some more primer and it kind of balances itself out. So you find that happy spot. So another tip about mixing paint, stir your paint, but try not to whip it. You don't really want to put air into the paint because it can actually cause the paint to have bubbles and stuff in it. So with this, I'm not super worried about, but other high-end paint jobs I do, I will actually make sure that everything comes out nice and smoothly. So screw my paint cup on. I picked my smaller cup. I didn't go with my larger one because I have more accessibility with the small one. Put in my little makeshift gun holder here. And I forgot my paint filters. Alright, one thing I forgot, so here we go. My painty filters, leave them in the back, so we'll be going through them. So a lot of people have the tendency of just wanting to throw the filter straight into the gun. That is fine and all, especially when you got a big cup, but when you got a shallow one, I actually will hold it off and also use it as a funnel as I fill. So, and I can also see all the way in the cup and I know exactly where I'm at, and it just makes me feel better. All right, so that's a good fill. I'm probably gonna go ahead and put 2 coats on this. Probably gonna do a light coat first, and I'll come back with a nice medium wet coat. And I think that should be good and ready to start putting material on. So that's good enough. I don't need to wait for that to stop. Now, when you're using a paint style cup like this where it's just a snap-on lid, I always use tape. I don't trust the lid itself because I've had it where the lid just fell off and the paint went everywhere, and I was not a happy person. So, take your tape. Kind of hard to work with gloves on, so I have tools around. Put it right, maybe. Put your tape in the middle, right around the edge of the lid. And you can go around once or twice. Once usually does it, because I'm gonna end up tearing it off to refill it most likely anyways. So, seal it up real well. Get the whole thing sealed up. and we are now ready to spray. Now, on the other side, we have test panel. So I'm gonna go spray this on the wall where I have some paper, and we're gonna check my fan. So we'll go over there. So, always check your pressures. Make sure you get your pressure set. I got regulator here, regulator over there. It's got pressure adjustment there. There is a range you want to spray at, but there's also a feel where it feels right to you. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to spray on here. I'm going to test my fan pattern and make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to before I start. So now I know that I need to tighten my fan up a little bit because I want to get more material transfer. All right. So if you look at that, it's got a nice even spray. There's a good fan pattern right there. So you know that your nozzle, everything is clean and working correctly. What can happen is if you have a dirty nozzle, clogged air vents, and you spray, you could have thin in the middle, thick on the outside, or you can have real heavy to one side and not the other. You want to make sure you got a good even fan. So always check your pattern before you go. Next piece of paper, cardboard, it's fine. Trash can if you want to do such. All right, so I'm going to throw you on time lapse and we're going to go ahead and get this bumper painted. Bye. All right, guys, so here's the first coat. We got our primer sealer coat. Looks pretty good. There's some little pinholes and stuff here and there, nothing too crazy, but this thing looks pretty fantastic. If we actually did finish work on this thing and painted it, probably would have came out super nice. But as of the moment, that's it. So now we're getting ready to do the black. So let's do some black. And we're back. All right, so here is the single stage high gloss black finish. It looks pretty good. I think if we would have went the route of doing body work on it and actually getting all the lines perfect, you know, and all the little details taken care of, this thing would look pretty nice all painted up. But then I think they'd be afraid that it would get all scratched up and damaged when they go off-road. So I'm cool with that. I would have done texture myself. I actually plan on building something similar for my Honda down the road. But this actually serves a purpose. This gives it a nice, durable, hardened candy coat, if you will. I keep hitting the camera. So the main protective layer here that keeps everything sealed. So we will then do the spray on bed liner here in a few minutes. Once this actually is tacky enough to where I can apply the next coat. And we're just gonna keep putting material on, and then it will hang for the next few days while I get some rest. And we wait for the weekend to roll around so I can do the truck. So that's that. So I hope everybody likes the progress I got going on. You know, it's been a long road making this. I know it may not seem like it from the videos, but this is like 2 months worth of work for me, and a lot of it every day for hours on end. This was a big project. So to anybody out there that is looking to actually build something like this, you know, I say, yes, you can do it. You know, I didn't really have anything super major. I had, you know, a good welder and a bunch of regular hand tools you can buy at any hardware store. But it's a lot of dedication and a lot of time to figure it out, get what you need, and do it right. So materials wise, you're probably looking for the size of this bumper. I spent with all the saws and blades and material and paint and all the stuff that I needed to actually make this, probably sitting about $1,000. I mean, that's the figure I got. I'm pretty sure I spent a lot more than that. But for what it is, I think it's pretty fantastic. So you can't buy bumpers that look like this for certain vehicles for anywhere near that price, unless you own a Jeep. All you Wrangler guys. Nah. You got more parts than you know what to do with, and it's all cost effective. Still fun. Anywho. So, that's that. This is me. And I got one more layer to do. What's going on, guys? All right, it is late or early depending on how you want to look at it. I'm tired. Long nights are almost done with this project. Thank goodness. Around in the bend. But finally finished actually applying all of the paint on this thing. Let's check it out. All right, so here we go. This is the final product here. It's still drying, but we got this nice, luscious texture coat on it now, over top of the 2-stage paint. This thing is just amazing looking. I mean, it couldn't have come out any nicer. I know it's kind of difficult to see with the light, but I'm trying to catch some here. I mean, this texture finish is just great. Super nice. It is extremely thick. And this thing looks freaking amazing. But I'm really tired. I'm gonna wrap it up and go to bed here. This is gonna sit for the next, carry the 2.5 days. I'm losing it. But yeah, it's gonna dry. I'm not gonna do anything to it. It's just gonna hang out on the cherry picker and gonna let it cure. So by the time it actually comes where we're putting this on the truck, it'll be definitely ready to handle. I'm not gonna have to worry about anything. Still not gonna scratch it, I'm gonna treat it right. Paint does take anywhere between a month to 6 months depending on material and what you're using and how thick. So this will probably take about 3 months to fully cure all the way through. Now, a lot of people don't understand that paint actually does take a very long time to cure all the way through. A lot of people say, oh, well, I can touch it the next day and I can buff it and sand it and it's fine, it's dry. No. Actually, if you do your homework and you read with actual paint manufacturers, they tell you it does take up to 3 months to cure depending on the item. So this is probably gonna be one of those things. But it'll definitely be able to be washed and touched and handled and all that good stuff. But it's not gonna have its full strength and hardness probably until about 3 months from now. But that's cool, I'm good with that. I'm pretty sure she's gonna be ecstatic with this thing, and I can't wait to see how the photo shoots come out with this. I'm super excited. So I'm gonna wrap it up here for the night, day, morning. I don't know, I should just stay up, be a zombie forever. But not gonna happen. Come Saturday morning, gonna show up with the truck. I have to weld around the end of the frame horns to make sure that the factory stuff is strong enough to take all of this and not tear out. So I got to do just a little bit more welding, a little spot paint, no big deal. We'll do that and on it goes. So hopefully Saturday I'll have it wrapped up by the end of the day, which would be just super. We'll have the bumper on, we'll have the winch on the bumper, the sensor, the fog lights will be in and wired up. We'll have fairly the nice powder coated red shackles I bought for this. It's gonna pop. I can't wait to see this thing on the truck and in the daylight. It's gonna be just amazing. So put the shiny bits on it, make this thing look really good, get on the truck, and I'm excited. I can't wait. This is gonna be a really cool project to send out into the world and to see where it goes. So thanks guys. Talk to you later. See you on the next scene. Morning guys. All right, we're back to finish it off. It is time. We're gonna finally wrap this project up. So last night I stayed up and I fussed around with it. Got the fair lead on, got the fog lights in the holes. I'm gonna mount the sensor here in a little bit, get that done, so that portion will be ready to go. I'll bolt the bumper mounts onto it, so that's all set up, and then I'll fit the entire thing together and then just work out all the alignment issues, and once I'm happy there, we'll go ahead and tighten everything up and finalize it. Now I do have to spend a couple minutes welding real fast, but I need to weld this in because this is just spot welded from the factory. I'm afraid these are going to tear, so to avoid that I'm just going to fully weld them in. So that's it as of the moment, and we'll see you in a few minutes here. Time to get this project done. Okay, so here we go. I got the frame horns all box welded in, so all that's good to go there. I did both sides, ground down a little bit wherever it was poking out, and then I'm gonna throw some paint on it and we can go ahead and start getting this thing mounted. So I'm real excited. We're getting real close. Keep on pushing. He's busy. What's up guys? So we're almost there. It's a lot easier to use the engine hoist to hold this heavy thing up than to hold it up and fight it and try to put the hardware in. So yep, but we are working on the mounts right now. This is all grade 8 hardware. We upgraded the upper bolt to a 1/2 inch bolt here. This one I could not upgrade due to the fact that it's welded inside the chassis, and I was about to chop chassis up to change that, so we're gonna run that. And later on I plan on running thicker bolts on the bottom because I'm gonna make her a matching skid plate to go along with the bumper. But yeah, this is what we got going on right now, and it's looking pretty good. Got the new red shackles. Yeah, we were gonna wait till the end to put them on, but they came in handy. I didn't want to mess up the paint. It's still really fresh. We got our fog lights mounted. Those came out super cool. This is our proximity sensor for the adaptive cruise control. Yeah, fair leads mounted, so we're gonna finish tightening that up. I gotta make the wire ends here to hook up to the fog lights. Had to extend them out and wrap this up. And then figure we'll finish it up tonight, wash it, and do a little reveal for her tomorrow. And we'll see how that goes. So, still got a lot of work. We got to get the winch on. Mounting the winch will be easy. Wiring the winch will be a different story, because the battery is not there. It's under the passenger seat. Never easy. So, I have to figure out how to get the wiring directly to the battery. Why do you make so much noise?
I got something hot. It's the forbidden tater chip. Tater chip.
What was that again? Say that one more time.
Just be the forbidden potato chip. Potato chip.
And this is why I can't take him to nice places. All right, guys, see you in a little bit. It's the next day, and we are washing the truck. So, trying to hurry up. She's gonna be here in a little bit, and we're gonna get going on this. So, reveal's coming soon. Stay tuned. All right. Ah. Ooh.
Oh, you got me wet, puppy.
Oh, it's in my sandal. What the hell? Ah! Ah! Ooh. Yeah, horny. Ass. All right, guys. Well, we're all done. We didn't really get to do the reveal, but here it is. Final product of everything I've been doing for the past 2 months. So this thing came out great. She's super happy. And that's it. It's going on bigger and better things. And most importantly, it's out of my house. So that's pretty much it, guys. A lot of welding, a lot of grinding, a lot of stupidity. But there you go. So, I will see you guys on the next episode. Later. On the next episode.